What's popping, Westchester? This is Marla Beth with Marla Beth Designs.
Hi, Marla. Welcome to my living room.
Love it.
What's going on?
So comfortable here.
I know. Thank you. It's nice. The interior design was this is exactly what I was going for.
You were missing some artwork, so I brought
was.
some.
Thanks for coming in. You could just hang it right on these screens. So we kind of sort of knew each other for a while from events that
Yes.
I guess I did, and then you just happened to be involved in indirectly.
Yeah, I mean, we all know someone in this Westchester community. It's great.
Do you travel with your artwork, or am I just lucky today you brought some artwork?
So it's interesting. My artwork is an extension of me, so it's always somewhere close. It's either in the trunk of my car or ready to grab out of my living room at some point. So, you know, we're chatting, so I thought I'd fill up the couch with two pieces.
I like it. So the thing that I've noticed about you is that you have a very big personality like me.
Yeah.
And the thing I noticed about your art right away is that they have big personalities. So is that something, talk to me about your art. And then I'm trying not to ask you, like, how did you get started?
Yeah.
But, like, talk to me a little bit about your art, like your style. It's also kind of like it got an 80s vibe to it. I don't know.
Yeah, so some of it is quite retro.
Yeah.
And again, like, I'm a 90s child, and my art, so not only is an extension of my personality, but it's an extension of what I loved about my childhood and my past. And I think, you know, we all have revisionist history in a way of, you know, our childhood and things. But I mean, the world as it is today, like, there's nothing wrong with looking back and saying how great those days were, especially being a parent and raising kids. Like, the innocence of no internet and no cell phones. Like, I wish we were back there. So my art is just like reminiscent of what I loved, and it's the rhinestones and the neons and 90210 and anything you can think of. I throw it in there. So my color palettes are glitters and the bright colors.
So what was your childhood like in terms of like style and everything? I actually was at the Cross County Mall yesterday. Yeah. I don't usually go to the Cross County Mall.
What's there?
It looks totally different from like when I grew up. When I grew up, it was just like it looked totally different.
Yeah.
But I texted like jokes to friends on a thread, like name dropping old stores. Like, there'll be like two people who will be watching this and will get these jokes, but like Pickwick Village and like all these stores that haven't existed for like 30 years. But like when I was walking through there, I was thinking of like all the places that I shopped at and the styles and the Cavariccis.
The Cavariccis.
And all these clothes. What was your style?
Oh my God. So I was matching tennis suit style, the windbreaker style. Yeah. So they were called hot doggers back in the day.
Oh, you're a Rye girl then.
I'm
Rye.
Yeah.
Your whole life then.
Whole life.
Yeah.
So ponytail.
So I was like Yonkers and like slumming it.
So we never met each other.
No, we never. You wouldn't be in my circle.
I don't know. So I was like the monochrome matching the windbreaker suit, side ponytail, scrunchy socks, all the bracelets, and trying to be Madonna or Cyndi Lauper or something.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So you were trying to be Madonna and Cyndi Lauper, and I'm trying to think like.
What were you wearing?
Same. I'm trying to think. Obviously, bracelets, crimping my hair. No, I'm trying to think. You know, there was a time like my dad had like not the fedora hat, but whatever. Because my dad would never wear a fedora hat, but just because my dad was old when he was young.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to think. Like Ralph Macchio wore like almost a fedora hat. I remember trying to like. Make my dad's old style hat look like a Ralph Macchio style, like he wore in the movie Crossroads. But that wasn't my style. I don't know. I had no style.
Okay, you have to look at some old pictures.
I'll have to look. But
All
I was
right.
big into wrestling, so I wore like a lot of very much a chick magnet. Wrestling shirts, yeah, that worked.
Is that the tank top? Or? No.
No. I was a fat, chubby kid in Yonkers. That was like, that's called women repellent. Okay. But yeah, anyway, so style-wise, and then what was on your walls?
Oh, New Kids on the... I mean, every Teen Beat magazine, New Kids on the Block, every boy band.
Okay.
I mean...
Any art?
Well, art was not on my walls because I don't think that was
That's
cool.
Not the thing.
That wasn't cool enough.
Okay.
It was more like magazine cutouts.
Okay.
But I grew up watching Bob Ross.
Okay.
So, and I've talked to you about my Bob
have.
Ross, student of Bob Ross.
Yeah.
So, I, in my parents' living room, set up the easel, 9, 10, 11 years old, and did what he did. And that was my meditation. That was my hobby. And that's where I started. I developed my own style, of course. I don't do landscape.
Right.
But what he taught about art is what has stayed with me about, there's no mistakes. And you put in your world what you want to see and you paint for yourself, not other people. And it's just these lessons that I took with me.
But what's cool about you and Bob Ross is obviously your afros, but also...
Oh, yeah, because I've got one. I straightened mine.
No, what's cool about you and Bob Ross, and just in general, people who make art, is that you share it, right? So, like, I see you at a lot of events, and you do stuff with kids, and you work with nonprofits. Talk to me about that, and what you get out of it. Well,
so sharing your art is like a whole other personality aspect of just trying to live and be a human, because it's very vulnerable to do so, and a lot of artists choose to be anonymous with their work and they just post their photos on social media and they stay out of it. I chose to be front and center, and hey, if you're gonna like my art, then you're gonna like me too, because this is me. So so it is a risk because I'm not for everyone. And this is not for everyone. But the people who like it, that's who, those are my fans. And like, that's who I'm speaking to. It's okay that not everyone likes it. So it is, it is a vulnerable position to be in as an artist because you're being judged all the time.
When did you get to that point where you really didn't give a shit what other people thought?
Listen, I mean, it's still a struggle because, my whole life was all about what do people think of me? I think especially being a female, that's part of it. But growing older, wiser, and being a parent, you stop caring less and less as time goes on because you realize they're not thinking about you. The public, they're just not. They're they're worrying about themselves. So to care less about what other people think, I think, is the key. But it takes a lot of confidence, and every day I work on it.
And you post it on social media too.
I put it up there.
So
for better or for worse.
Yeah. You mentioned before I didn't hit record, someone else did, but how you got started doing this, and it was during the pandemic?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been an artist my whole life. Right. It's just who I am.
You were in advertising before.
I went into advertising after college, went to Ithaca College, Music Conservatory, liberal arts college, and went into advertising, took my roots along the way.
Right.
But mainly when I had my son, was an at-home mom for 10 years. Just momming, which is a job in itself.
For sons, speaking from experience,
I don't know.
Always fun and never challenging.
Right. So it's so easy.
Yeah.
So pandemic, everyone's home, bored. They say you either, do something creative or jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
So I picked up the paintbrush again, went back to my love of painting. And everyone was posting on social media their DIY and the bread recipes, and I don't cook. So I posted my paintings. This is what I'm doing. And friends, family, and I only had 400 followers. It was my personal Instagram.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who I was. I love it. I love it. Can I commission a Zoom background? Because I'm home. I'm in the spare bedroom. There's nothing on the walls. Let's do this. Great. Delivering them to their doorsteps. At the same time, parents are asking me, can you do some art lessons? There's no camp. Yes. Come to my garage. We'll do painting in the driveway. It just took off on both levels. The happy art, it all got the attention of local media, and it was called The Rainbow Lining of Quarantine. And 4 years fast forward, just opened a showroom in Rye, 12,000 on Instagram, no stopping.
Yeah, awesome. And you were just kind of doing it just to stay sane.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't cook, not great with the home projects, just had to do something. My kids were on the video games.
Right.
My husband, he was working.
Right.
I really didn't know what to do.
Now,
Yeah.
having opened up in Rye, like, do you envision like the next step, or are you just kind of like where you were, not literally during the pandemic, God forbid anyone's there. Do you look at next steps, or are you just kind of like rolling?
I only just began. I mean, what is in my head and what I want to do is there are not enough days of the week. I mean, everything from I want to brand my own paints. I want to work with my own supplies. I want to graduate to a bigger gallery. I want to, discover other emerging artists and coach them along the way with what I've learned. Like it's like this world is open for me, and I'm so passionate about it, and like there's no stopping what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna ask you a question I know the answer to already.
Okay.
Are you gonna have other like emerging artists showcase their work in your studio?
I am, John. What a great question.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so my studio is not only a showroom for my art, it's an event space where I'll be featuring other creators who don't have a space. And like I learned there was this gap in the art world for artists who just don't have a space to teach others, to display. It's so expensive. Like try and rent a space to show your artwork. It's like it doesn't even make sense to do it. So for like a really nominal little facility fee, I'm going to showcase other creatives, everything from writers. I'm doing book signings. Come do a cake decorating class. I'll bring in a baker. You name it, we're going to do it. And also I have a new role as an art curator for a co-working space in town.
Name drop it.
Name dropping the Idea Kitchen. Happy to do so. So I started there.
Hi, Adam.
Yes, started there as an artist 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Fast forward, now I'm the art curator. I'm so excited. So the new show comes out on Monday, July 1st.
Awesome.
It's going to be an art experience called Pop and Whimsy. We have sculpture on canvas. We have crystals. I can't even just...
Yeah, that's
Can't
awesome.
tell you. So exciting.
Yeah.
Emerging artists, discovering them. It's all the things.
That's so cool. So cool. What are your other interests? I'm just curious.
I mean, this is a wide net.
Yeah.
So other interests, really. So it's the arts, but that encompasses
It's
like,
all encompassing.
I mean, even just discovering other mediums, like I'm working with some watercolor now.
Okay.
I mean, but that's a whole education
Yeah.
in itself.
Yeah.
I love music, but I don't have any talent in that. I enjoy it. And just...
We need to get some music in your space. I know somebody.
Do you know somebody?
I know somebody.
Okay. Can you let me know who that is?
Yeah, I will.
After we film.
After we finish.
Okay. Yeah.
Jumping back to a question I asked you before, that if you answered, it was very hot out today, and my retention is very low. What do you get out of like working with children and nonprofits, working with kids that aren't your own, and probably your kids are too close to you that probably wouldn't take to this, because my kids don't care about what I do.
Yeah, of course.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, my kids are 2 teenage boys who are very sweet to allow what I bring into the house, as you see before you.
Yeah.
but of course they, they're sports boys. They have no interest. So the kids I work with, they do more for me than I think I may do for them, but their parents would disagree. The way they look at the world is one of my main inspirations for my art. So a child would paint a purple tree. So a lot of adults would correct that and say, you would never see a purple tree in nature, but I, allow that and nurture it because in your world, there may be a purple tree. And it's that vision that nobody could say no to. It's like the Willy Wonka-ness that let it be in your world. So that is just what feeds my soul and my art, the way children look at their art. So painting with them, I just like to watch what they do. I just give them the tools and let them do. I don't necessarily instruct. I just, facilitate in a way. Love my nonprofits. I'm a committee member at the Ronald McDonald House. Again, has to do with children. I sponsor a lot of their crafting events. So I always bring art into everything I'm doing. I have art at Maria Ferrari's Children's Hospital. They have a great contemporary art collection, including a Jeffrey Kuntz, which is a beyond. But I don't, it's just what I want to do with my art. And where I want it to be, that makes me happy.
How would you describe your artwork? Like if somebody, like the nature of everything in this world is that people like to pigeonhole people into a category.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So what kind of artist are you? Like, I don't know what to say. So I think the category is abstract expressionist, but what does that even mean to anybody?
Yeah.
So I can't go into a whole thing that it's called happy art and I have a lot of glitter and colors. So I just say, can I just show you my Instagram really quick and take a look? Oh, look at all those colors. That makes me smile. Yes, that's the kind of art. So I don't have words for it.
That's good though. I feel like it's good. Social media is such a, there's a bunch of different adjectives that come to mind, and that I'm in the field, so it's just such a However, I feel like for your field it's so important.
Yes.
For numerous reasons.
Yes.
One is you get to showcase
visual.
But also for you to feel like you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
But also it's like, look, this is what I do, because you can't really explain it.
Exactly. Yeah. And to bring up your website all the time, it's cumbersome. So yeah, I do. I whip out my Instagram.
Yeah.
Few scrolls. That's
what I do.
It
also doesn't do your art justice by kind of just fitting it into one sentence.
I don't have the words.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Yeah. How does working in Westchester or living in Westchester, I don't want to say enlighten, but how does it affect your life? What do you like about Westchester?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Westchester Pop.
I know, it's the Westchester Pop.
I feel like
Let's
I have
talk
to
about
throw
it.
a Westchester question
Let's
in here.
do it. I mean, I'm a Westchester girl, born and raised. I say where else would have me? I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Westchester girl. This is where I've always been. I don't know how I could live anywhere else. You've got the city 40 minutes away. You have the culture. There's such a booming art community in Westchester now. They're comparing it to what went on in Harlem. They're comparing it to, name a place. So it's so exciting for me to be involved in it right now. There's a renaissance of art going on. Diverse, embracing of diversity, I would say, or I would hope that other people feel that way as well. I do. It's a safe place to raise your kids. I just don't know where else I would be. Well, the accent gives, where else would I live with this accent?
Yeah, true.
Just a little. I say coffee. Where else am I going to live?
I will say this, I do like to hear what you're doing with your space, because if there is one thing that people, me a little bit, can kind of pick a little bit at Westchester, is not enough of what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. So I like it.
that's why I like this, because this is a vision. We need this. We need that. We need what you're doing with the music, collaborative and collective.
True. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, we're all here.
Yeah, we're all
like,
here. Let's work together and do something big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people came with taglines, what would yours be?
That's such a good question. You need to tell me these things. I need to think about it. What would it be?
That takes the fun away.
That's too much pressure.
No, it could be anything. You want me to make it your business? If your gallery came with a tagline, what would it be?
If the gallery had a tagline?
Yeah.
Well, it's the happy space for happy.
Then that's cheap. Then it has to,
you're not giving me any time.
It has to go back to you.
You name it.
No, your tagline. You walk into a room, and what's your tagline? What was Bob Ross's? It was like happy.
Well, his was happy mistakes.
Yeah.
Put in your mother's note.
You have to. We can't end this interview until you come up with it.
You're ruining it. It was so great, and then you put me on the spot.
I will wait here. I will wait here. I will go and see a movie next door.
You will go.
And then come back.
I'll still be here.
You'll still be here.
Can I just text it to you later and you'll add it in?
No, we'll roll the credits and you'll still be sitting here like this. I'm
going to do like a doctor. Okay. So like a Dr. Seuss thing.
It's fine.
It's going to be a Dr. Seuss thing. And nobody can be youer than you.
Okay. I'll take it.
Mic drop.
That's fine. I like it.
You did it.
I did it. Thank you.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming.
Good. Amazing.
Yeah.
What's poppin', Westchester? This is the Westchester Pop.